I'm sorry, I pledge allegiance, sorry. You're gonna sing it. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Get a roll call starting at the end. Give it to you. Present. You keep it. Mr. Galante is here. Myself, Ron Mills.
Derek Benavides.
We have a quorum. Please begin.
Notice of a public meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Brownsville pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5 of the Texas Government Code. The Texas Open Meeting Act notice is hereby given that the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, has scheduled a regular meeting on Thursday, November 7th, 2019, at 5:30 p.m. in the Commission Chambers on the second floor of the Brownsville City Hall, Old Federal Building, located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas 78520. Item number 1, updates or comments?
Do we have anything, ladies and gentlemen?
We have no updates.
Rick, would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Sure. For event, Muslim Commission, Rick Vasquez, glad to be here. Look forward to working with y'all.
Thank you. Also, before we begin, for anybody who's here for item number 16 which pertains to a public hearing and ordinance change number 056 for rezoning of, for Cameron County, where's it at? Edgewood subdivision. If you're here for item number 16, the petitioner has asked for it to be withdrawn, so that will not be on the agenda tonight. I don't want to have you sitting here for an hour and a half or so if you don't need to be, so. Go ahead, Eric.
Thank you. Item number 2, approval of the minutes for the regular meeting on October 3rd, 2019.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion from Derek, second Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Public hearings. Item number 3, public hearing and action, Applewood Subdivision Plan Development.
So this development is located near Stagecoach Trail. It's comprised of 53 acres, or close to 54 acres. It includes 271 single-family lots, 25 townhouse lots, and 1 reserve area. Here's the aerial of the proposed development. North of the development is FM 511. And here is the copy of the survey plan, or the plat survey, I'm sorry. This is essentially showing the phases of the development. Again, this is a PDD. And we found this plat, or this PDD complete.
I need a motion to find it complete.
Make a okay.
Did you make a motion, Troy?
I make a motion
Seconded
to
by
find
Mr.
it.
Dury. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. No, that's fine.
Item number 4, public hearing and action on Terralta Development Subdivision Plan Development. And item number 5, public hearing and action, Secata Holdings LLC Subdivision Final Plat.
They haven't been complete.
They've
Both of
been,
those have been found to be incomplete. I need a motion, gentlemen.
Motion to find incomplete.
Motion number 4 and number 5 incomplete. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 6, Eric.
item number 6, public hearing and action, Simmons Place Subdivision Final Plat.
This development is located near the corner of Morrison Road and Sterling Street. It's 7.7 acres, comprised of 38 single-family lots, and it's found complete. Here's the aerial of the development. Again, it's near Laredo, fronting Morrison. And here's the plat survey. And we found this plat complete.
I need a motion, gentlemen.
Size of the lots?
What size are those lots?
So on average, 60 by 100.
Okay.
Wow.
Gentlemen,
Motion to find complete.
Second.
have a motion from Derek and a second for Troy. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 7, public hearing and action, Simmons Crossing Subdivision Section 2 Final Plat.
So this subdivision is located in the same vicinity, on the corner of Morrison Road and Simmons Boulevard. It's 8.6 acres, comprised of 43 single-family lots, and we found it complete. Again, this is the aerial, so it's on the south side of Morrison Road, on the other side. And here's the plat survey.
Need a motion, gentlemen?
I make a motion to find it complete.
Second.
Motion from Troy, second by Derek. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 8, Eric.
Item number 8, public hearing and action, Resaca del Monte Subdivision Section 2 Final Plat.
This subdivision is actually located in the ETJ. It's outside city limits, located near Pennsylvania Avenue. It's 24 acres, comprised of 57 single-family lots, and it's found complete. Here's an area of the property. It's really out there in the ETJ by FM 100. And here's the plat survey. We found it complete.
Gentlemen,
Motion to find complete?
Second.
we have a motion from Derek, second from Troy. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Towards that ETJ out there.
Number 9 and
Item
10.
number 9, public hearing in action, Thirlwall subdivision replat,
No way.
final plat. And item number 10, public hearing in action, Hacienda West subdivision, section 11, final plat.
Both of those have been found incomplete. I need a
Incomplete.
motion, please.
Make a motion to find them incomplete.
All right, I have a motion from Troy and a second from Mr. G for 9 and 10. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 11, public hearing in action, Hacienda West subdivision, section 12, final plat.
So this subdivision is located near Alamosa Drive. It's 3 acres, comprised of 18 single-family lots, and we found it complete. Here's the area of the property, as well as the plat survey.
Gentlemen, need a motion?
It's complete?
Yes.
We found it complete.
Motion to find complete?
I have a motion from Derek and second from Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right.
Item number 12, public hearing in action on ordinance number 235, 2017, 071 STE to grant a time extension to allow a car wash, a light commercial use in medium retail G for a 0.788 acre portion of Lot 9, Block 110 of El Jardín re-subdivision, Division Tract A, located at 848 North Minnesota Avenue, Brownsville, Texas, 78521.
So this is a request for a time extension on a previously approved specific use permit. It was approved back in 2017, December 2017, and it's to allow a car wash.
Minnesota.
This property is located fronting Minnesota Avenue, and the current zoning is dwelling C. It's compatible with the future land use plan for this area. Here's an aerial of the area. And the primary uses surrounding the property in question are, single family as well as some commercial.
Good question.
Yes.
They need an extension because they just haven't taken action, or because the city's slowing them down for water restrictions, or what's the reason for the delay?
So there's a couple of concerns with this particular project. So one of them was the subdivision process, according to the developer, as well as the permitting process. And they had some issues on the PUB side as well.
You said permitting process?
mhm.
And also with PUD,
PUB.
PUB, excuse me. So, okay. All right, gentlemen, we need ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Does anybody have any questions or comments on this particular item?
I do have 15 acres.
Motion to close?
Owners aren't here?
No.
I don't think so.
What is a time extension? What is that?
How
what-
long are we gonna give them?
What does that look like?
So essentially, once it's approved, they have a year to complete the project.
Okay.
Okay. Motion to,
Close public.
motion to close public.
Second.
Second from Troy, all in favor?
Aye.
Need a motion?
Motion to approve based on staff's recommendation to allow the time extension.
Second.
We have a motion from Derek, second from Troy, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 13.
Item number 13, public hearing in action on ordinance number 235-2019-053 to rezone from dwelling A to dwelling G for Lot 3, Block 71, West Brownsville addition to the City of Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, located at 1705 West Washington Street, Brownsville, Texas, 78520.
So this is a request to upzone from dwelling A to dwelling G, and the proposed use is a car lot, or no, I'm sorry, a carport in the, in the rear portion. The current zoning, again, is dwelling A.
So it's just a change of setback, Sam?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So the future land use plan supports the rezoning. Here's an aerial of the property, again, fronting Washington Street. Most of the uses in downtown, single-family homes and some multifamily. This is the street view of the property. There's already a carport, a side carport. However, this rezoning is to allow the rear carport.
Rear?
Yes,
Behind.
on the
Rear,
rear.
they would extend it out back.
Yes, correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Anybody have any questions or comments?
I believe there's, yes.
Yes, sir, please.
Aye, sir.
Opposition.
Please step forward and identify yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Carlos Gomez, and I reside at 1744 West Washington. And if you could go back to that picture, they already have a garage on that property. It is with a pitched roof. It was built without permits about 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know why they want to make more garage, but that's my opposition is that I don't think they need another garage. They already have a garage. That's no longer like that. There's an actual garage.
So it's not a carport anymore, it's a
No,
garage?
it's a garage.
Okay.
It's got,
They
it has
close
all-
it in?
it's
closed
open
in?
on 2 ends and closed on 2 ends. The house next to it, the greenhouse, it is right up on the
Yeah,
property
you can
line.
see that from the pictures.
So, and it fits about 3 cars in there.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Anna, did this get brought to us by a violation? Because they found a setback, that's what I suspected. The reason that this is here, sir, is because the city caught that setback you just mentioned to us and cited them for it. So to fix that citation, we have to give them permission or not.
A lot of the original houses on our neighborhood had garages in the back.
Yeah.
But people didn't take care of them and they just kind of.
It's dilapidated. All right, sir, thank you. Anyone else? Motion to close.
I have a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion from Troy, second Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So they got
Cited.
cited for what is existing there right now.
So the carport, it was permitted, even though it's really up to the property line. It's like 2 feet from the property line or the side setback. However, I think they were already planning on building on the rear, so that's what got cited, not necessarily the side carport.
Did you say that the back was going to be, right now it's enclosed, it's made into garage, is that correct?
It's closed
My
on two
understanding
sides.
was that it looks exactly like this, but
Yeah,
the neighbor is
says-
actually claiming
yeah.
otherwise, so.
So it probably
Yeah.
looks, say you notice in that picture, it's dark on the sides. I suspect it's closed on the 2 sides, open in the front and back.
Right. Right.
Oh, it's not attached to the house anymore? Okay.
And so they're trying to extend it.
We're trying to build one in the rear,
Extend
not
it
necessarily
further back.
extend it. So it wouldn't be
I'm just a
touching
little-
this
I'm sorry,
existing
It's a
one.
little unclear what they're trying to build in the rear. What is it?
A carport.
Is it encroaching on property to that greenhouse?
It's,
already.
technically, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
It is?
Unless there was a 0 setback.
Yeah, I mean, and I, typically, like in a situation like this, and I thought they were wanting to bring out that to the front, which would I would have an issue with that. Going to the backyard, I don't really have an issue. I wouldn't have an issue with that because it's going to the backyard. I mean, it's not gonna be visible, it's not changing the fascia of the house. But for me to vote to allow that after they've gotten a citation, after they're encroaching, yeah, I mean, that's the way I see it.
Well, the side carport is
I
not
think what they're
here.
trying to do is go through the thing all the way to the alley.
Yes,
That's what they're
yeah,
trying.
sorry?
The side carport is not necessarily the one in question, it's more the setback
Yeah.
that they currently have is 25 on the rear. So technically, they wouldn't be able to build
Right.
the rear
Yeah.
carport.
Right.
So that's the focus of this rezoning.
So gentlemen, we need a motion.
I would file a motion to, if staff supports this, I would
Yes.
file a motion to deny.
Have a motion and a second to deny. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimously carries. Is denied. Next one, just, Erica.
Item number 14, public hearing and action on ordinance number 235-2019-054-CO to rezone from dwelling F to general retail, G to dwelling G for all of Phase 1 of Palo Alto Residence Subdivision located near the corner of Old Alice Road and FM 511, Brownsville, Texas 78575.
This is a request to downzone from general retail G, dwelling F to dwelling G. This is a residential development, it's a single-family home subdivision that is located near the corner of Old Alice Road and FM 511. So again, currently it's dwelling and general retail. The future land use plan supports the proposed rezoning. Here's an aerial of the property, again located on the corner or near the corner, FM 511 and Old Alice. Most of the uses, surrounding uses, is single-family homes. Here's some street view of the area. And staff recommends the rezoning. There is one condition, or with a conditional overlay, subject to the following conditions: to prohibit duplexes and multifamily development.
Now, I notice in your notice here, it says this is a phase one. Do they intend to do
Yes.
something additional? Okay.
Yes, so they're actually doing the whole
The whole
development.
region? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Anybody have any questions on this particular project?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Make a
Action.
motion to approve based on staff's recommendation.
conditional overlay?
With the two. Right,
Conditional
two?
overlay. Yes.
Okay.
I'll second that.
We have a motion from Troy and a second from Derek to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 15.
Item number 15, public hearing in action on ordinance number 235-2019-055 to rezone from dwelling A to general retail G for a 0.425 acre tract out of a 1 acre tract in Block 4, El Jardín subdivision, Share 19, Espiritu Santo Grant, City of Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, located at 910 South Central Avenue, Brownsville, Texas 78521.
So this is a request to upzone from dwelling A to general retail G. It's a 0.4 acre property, and the proposed use is a party place. The property is fronting South Central Avenue, on the corner of South Central Avenue and Waco Road. The future land use plan supports the proposed use, and here's the area of the property. And again, most of the surrounding uses are single-family homes, mobile home park, and some commercial development. This is the street view of the property. And staff recommends, or staff supports the rezoning from dwelling A to general retail G.
Can you go back to the street views?
Yes.
That's the corner that they want to put it on?
Mhm.
What was there before? Was a house there before?
There's a single, well, according to this street view, there's a single family home, right? But the reason actually what this case was brought up is because there was a citation involved. And so, apparently this property is being used, for rental purposes, like a pool rental. And so that's why they're trying to rezone, so they could be allowed to do that.
So they want to build a party place on that
I
spot?
wanna say they already have a pool,
They already have?
yeah,
Okay.
it's just not.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Anybody have any questions on this particular project?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
We have a motion and a second from Derek. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Action.
Make a motion to approve based on staff supports it, correct? Okay.
Second.
I have a motion from Troy, second from Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you again, item number 16 has been taken off the agenda at the owner's request. Item number 17, please, Erica.
Item number 17, public hearing in action on ordinance number 235-2019-057 to rezone from dwelling A, light industrial J, to general retail A for 11.773 acres out of a 363 acre tract, said land being in tracts 21 and 24, subdivision B of the Paredes Partition, Share 19, Espiritu Santo Grant, City of Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, located at 1425 Robin Hood Drive, Brownsville, Texas 78521.
So this is a request to rezone or upzone from dwelling A to general retail A. It's a property that's 11.7 acres, and the proposed use is BPUB offices. That's where the BPUB annex is going to be. It's going to be at. The property is fronting Robin Hood Drive, and as you can see, most of the property is actually dwelling A. A little bit of the property is light industrial J. The future land use plan supports the proposed use. Here's the area of the property.
It's across the street from the sewer plant, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's the street view. And staff recommends the rezoning.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Any questions or comments on this particular project?
Motion to close public hearing?
Second.
Second by Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Action.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, so motion by Derek, second by Troy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 18.
Item number 18, public hearing and action on ordinance number 235-2019-058 to rezone from light commercial G to dwelling F for an approximate 30.7 acre tract comprised of two tracts, tract 1 being 13.449 acres out of a 14.97 acre tract out of the unsubdivided partition of Share 28 Espiritu Santo Grant, City of Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, said Cameron County, Texas, and Tract 2 being 17.354 acres out of a 20.978 acre tract out of the unsubdivided partition of Share 28 Espiritu Santo Grant, City of Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, located near the corner of East Ruben Torres Boulevard and Coulter Road, Brownsville, Texas, 78526.
So this is a request to downzone from, to downzone from light commercial G, 5CG to dwelling F. The property is 30 acres and the proposed use is a residential development or single-family homes. The property is fronting East Ruben Torres Boulevard. And as you can see, most of it's already light commercial or 5C. The future land use plan supports the proposed rezoning. Here's the area of the property.
Where's the cross street on that?
Salida de Luna and Ruben M. Torres.
Okay.
Here's the street view.
Standard road.
And staff supports the rezoning. And again,
I
the
thought that had-
proposed use is single.
that had
We
u-
have seen it. We have seen it before. There was
Yeah.
a specific use that was put forward. It got approved for apartments. However, the prior developer or the prior owner didn't
Didn't
follow through
develop
the
it.
project. Yeah,
Gotcha.
All right.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Anybody have any questions or comments on this one?
Wow. Motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
Motion by Troy, second by Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye. Move to
Action.
approve?
Motion
Second.
to approve from Mr. Troy and second Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item
So,
number,
excuse me, everybody's here. There's a bunch of people here and there's only two more items left. So I'm hoping we're either going to have a very heated debate or everybody's here just to get something signed like last month.
They can't all be leadership rounds.
No, exactly. Okay, go ahead, Eric.
item number 19, public hearing and action on ordinance number 235-2019-059 to rezone from dwelling A to dwelling G for Lot 7, Block 1, Applewood subdivision,
cleared them
Cameron
out.
County, Texas, located at 133 Gilson Road, Brownsville, Texas, 78520.
So this is a rezone from dwelling A to dwelling G for the purposes of allowing a back patio or a covered patio on the rear of the property. The property is 0.19 acres and is fronting Gilson Road.
So this is a setback got changed again?
Yes,
Okay.
again, for the rear portion, right? So, again, this is the zoning map. The current zoning is mainly or predominantly dwelling A. The future land use plan will support the proposed rezoning. Most of the surrounding uses are single-family dwellings. This is the street view of the property. And staff recommends the rezoning from dwelling A to dwelling G.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a public hearing. Anybody have any questions or comments about this?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
A motion from
Second.
Troy, second from Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
Action.
So what is this?
It's a zoning
This-
change. It's
From
what it is,
eight
they have a
to- For
the
25-foot
shed?
requirement, and they want to put a shed in their backyard, so they have to change their
A
setback.
covered patio.
A covered patio, yeah.
On the rear.
Okay, I'll file a motion to approve based on staff's recommendation.
Second?
Troy, motion by Derek, second by Troy, all in favor?
Aye.
Item number 20, public hearing and action on ordinance number 235-2019-060-S to allow a used car lot in a light commercial use in general retail G for an approximate 0.79 acre portion of a 6.17 acre tract of land comprised of 2.957 acre out of the blocks 175 and 176, 2.329 acres out of block 178 and 179, and 0.889 acres out of block 181, Olmito Original Town Site, Cameron County, Texas, located at 7000 Expressway 77 North Frontage Road, Brownsville, Texas, 78526.
So this is a request for a specific use permit to allow a used car lot in general retail G. used car lot is actually a conditional use or conditionally allowed use in 5C. The property is .79 acres and is fronting North Expressway 77. Here's the zoning map, which is predominantly 4C or general retail.
Is that the old campground we're talking about?
That's the old go-kart,
Oh, it's old go-kart
Yeah, yeah.
place, okay, all right.
and I think
Go
it used to be a bar.
The bumper car place, the go-kart place.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's near Anacua Street, if that rings
Okay.
any bells. The future land use plan supports the proposed rezoning. Here's the area of the property. So it's basically repurposing that existing building. And the surrounding uses are mainly single-family development, of course, commercial development fronting the expressway. Here's the front of the property or the street view, as well as the site plan for the property.
That's where we're going to the jail.
All right.
And so staff does support the specific use permit to allow the proposed use.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. Anybody have any questions?
Staff does support it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions or comments? No?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion from Troy, second from Mr. G. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve based on staff.
Second.
We have a motion from Troy, second from Mr. G. to approve. All in favor?
Now everyone's, this,
Aye.
All in favor?
aye.
Opposed?
Is this gonna be
Motion
the
carries.
last one?
Item number 21, public hearing and action on D-19-028-G to appeal the denial of a determination certificate for 0.36 acre of
Have a
land,
good evening.
more or less out of Tract 20, Share 19, Espiritu Santo Grant in the city of Brazo, Cameron County, Texas, comprised of a 0.2308 acre tract described in volume 592, page 374, and a 0.129 acre tract described in volume 1048, page 475, both in Cameron County deed records located at 2426 Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville, Texas, 78521.
So this is a petition to appeal a determination certificate that was denied by the plat administrator. The property in question is a .36 acres of land, and it's on Boca Chica Boulevard. You're familiar with the determination
Yeah,
certificate process. So again, once the plat administrator denies, the only option is to
Bring it to
plat,
us,
or
right.
they could actually come to you and
Right.
make, the applicant can make their case and appeal. The authority that we get from statute or the Texas Local Government Code is that, Planning and Zoning Commission has the authority to issue determination certificates as well. And local ordinance is the one that dictates or allows for an exception to be made from platting, and that's what's called the survey map. And so you can see that most of the determination certificates that come to our office, you can apply for an exemption from platting either following the 1995 rule or the 5-acre rule. And so this is what it's getting at. And again, for the 1995 exception, essentially the property needs to be in the same configuration as it was described today, as if it was described prior to 1995. That's the cutoff date, September 1st, 1995. And for this application in particular, this property was described as one piece, so as a .36 16-acre tract back in 1955. So it used to be one lot. However, there's been different conveyances in 1976, 1979, and 1979, basically it shows both tracks as, basically the one track was
Split.
separated. And so we were not able to find anything after that that basically shows that the same track was put back together. And so the most recent transactions or transfers show incorrectly that the whole property is
It's one piece.
Yeah, it's one piece, but it's .2308, so it's less than the .36. I don't know what the reason behind that. Probably scrivener's error.
Sure.
However, we cannot in good faith approve it because
Yeah.
it's so obvious that they've been separated
Right.
in the past. And so our recommendation is for you to deny The appeal, however, the applicant has
Certainly.
also an opportunity to make their case.
Ladies and gentlemen, somebody's here for this particular case. If they are, please step forward. Please. Yes, please. If you have anything to say.
The only thing we did find, yeah, my name is Luis Alanis. We did find a document, I'm not sure if it's within the package, it was back, I'm not sure, I didn't memorize what date it was, but it was way back, Mr. Amaya from Maya's surveying, we found it online. And what it says there, it's one property, it shows the size and everything, as far as the legal description. The only thing that the legal description does not specify the acreage on the description itself. So Mr. Vega was saying that it has to match. So everything's exactly the same, based on the way I read it. The only thing that's missing is the description of how many acres it is. But it's been in the family for years, and it's been passed over and over. So I'm not sure if you have any questions, but I'm not sure if that document is in there.
Okay.
There's several deeds, so.
Okay, yeah, well, the last deed I submitted to Mr. Vega, I'm not sure which one it is.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so gentlemen, then basically our decision is, do we go ahead and let the determination certificate go through with the one-piece description as it's defined right there?
One
Or-
thing to add,
Certainly,
you didn't
please.
mention it, but to their benefit is, right now, the appraisal district has the entire property as
Is
one.
one piece, right?
However, the deed does not match
Doesn't
that,
show that.
for
Understood.
whatever
Okay.
reason.
So, but what happens in the future?
I'm
If
sorry?
they want to sell it or if they want to do something with it?
But if we do a determination
Well-
certificate, then it goes to this and it becomes one legal binding
Yeah,
document.
so the survey includes both properties.
Right.
So it's basically, you're essentially allowing it to be one
One property.
lot,
Okay.
Right.
right?
So I need a motion, gentlemen, to either approve accept the denial.
I'm gonna make a
Or make
motion.
an approval for in the case of the citizen.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to close the public hearing first.
Oh, yeah,
I second.
Then let's go on staff's
Second
recommendation.
that motion.
Troy, a motion from Troy, second from Derek, to close public hearing, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Action?
Go with staff's recommendation.
Well, so you're saying deny?
No,
Oh, no,
Overturn.
no, the opposite.
I'm
Yeah.
The
sorry.
opposite of staff, sorry.
We're gonna approve.
Yeah,
I second.
so Troy makes a motion to approve,
I
in
second.
favor of the citizen. Mr. G seconds, all in favor?
I'm sorry.
Aye.
Okay, so we accept the appeal.
You overturn, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
Yep.
you.
thank you.
And I
Okay?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, anybody
And
else
I'm-
have any business?
make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Motion
Second.
from Troy, second by Derek, all in favor? We